Next up, we have Aryoday, a thematic presentation in Bharatanatyam dance form, presented by students of Nupur Center of Performing Arts. Script, concept, and choreography is by Ms. Rupa Artistic Director of Nupur Center of Performing Arts.
Ms. Rupa has a master's degree in classical dance form of Bharatanatyam from Mumbai University. She founded Nupur Center of Performing Arts in 1988 in Mumbai with a vision to expose the richness of Indian art and culture through the medium of dance. She continued her passion with the same zeal after migrating to the USA in 2002 and has been training students in this divine art which helps them to understand the deep-rooted culture behind it. She has volunteered her expertise extensively to help the various Indian organizations in Houston during their festive season.
Dance being a performing art, students are given plenty of opportunity to perform on stage with the overall goal of supporting their growth and development as well as helping them get towards their graduation in dance in order to get them. So with that, please join me in welcoming them and really supporting and sort of welcoming these young kids.
Namaste. Thank you for this wonderful introduction of mine. And again, I just have to read what I've written. So, Namaste and a very good evening to all. My name is Rupa, and thanks once again for introducing me. Me and my students are very excited to be a part of the Arya Mahasammelan Cultural Evening. My humble pranam and dhanyavad to Acharya Sudananji for recommending and most importantly trusting in my abilities to put up a show for this evening. I extend my thanks and gratitude to Aarti Khannaji and Sanjay Suchi who kept me updated and helped me with the other logistics in organizing this event and also all the other volunteers of Arya Samaj. When Acharyaji requested me to put up a show for Arya Samaj, I knew I had certain challenges and limitations. Indian classical dance is deeply rooted in Hindu religion and most of the dances revolve and take their content from the epics and Puranas. The bhakti form of worship and the ritualistic aspect of devotion to Puranic Devatas are glorified and venerated through dance with the help of its various components like Angika Abhinaya or body language, poetry and music. Attending the Vedic education classes offered here has helped me to deepen my understanding of our religion and I started getting clarity of the philosophical and spiritual side of it. I chose to name this presentation Aryoday, which means the rise of the Aryans, first in the prehistoric times and then again its revival by Maharshi Dayanand Saraswati, the founder of Arya Samaj, as it was about to be extinct after a long and difficult passage of time, which we all know as the history of Bharatvarsha. I have tried to encapsulate this era in today's half-hour presentation. We begin today's performance with a traditional invocatory dance known as Pushpanjali, which means offering of flowers to welcome the presiding deities and the audience. This is presented by Priya Dargan, Bala, Arya Sahasrabudhe and Tanuja Sahasrabudhe. up because on the stage we are not, the dancers are not able to listen. Okay, so we continue, and the very first settlement of prehistoric mankind in the geographical region of current India and regions around were called the Aryans. The word Arya means noble. Their learnings through nature, meditation, observation made them the source of knowledge for future generations till date. Many philosophical and spiritual concepts were derived from their collective experiences. They noticed that the forces of nature were helpful in sustaining their life. The sun that rose and shone throughout the day seemed like a miracle done by some unknown force, and it didn't take long for them to realize that their mere existence depended upon this bright, shining globe that appeared and disappeared every day. They expressed their gratitude to the magnificent luminous globe which provided life energy to the entire world. The Suryashtakam is a salutation to this bestower of life. Presenting it are Arya Shankar, Ruchisree Garuda, Suchi Garuda, and Arya Prabhu. Volume little more, please. As the years went by, the inquisitive nature of human mind began to contemplate and question more about the functioning of the universe, its relation to them, and most of all, is there someone who created all this with a purpose? Just as the sun, they observe other forces and elements of nature like earth, water, fire, sky, etc., and their connection and contribution in their lives. Hence, it only made sense to them to make sure that they all were venerated and made peace with. They were indeed the very first environmentalists. Our next presentation, Bhumi Mangalam, is an admiration and hope for peace among all. This is presented by Ruchisree Garuda, Suchi Garuda, Priya Dargan, Arya Sahasrabudhe, Mrs.Tanuja Sahasrabudhe, Mrs.Madhura Swadi, Mrs. Naina Prajapati, and Mrs. Afifa. As time elapsed, and along with it, some curious minds, whom we know as rishis, went on delving, exploring, inquiring about the secrets of nature, the creator, the real purpose of our existence, and so on. It were to these rishis to whom the knowledge was revealed, and they then transmitted them orally to others. Thus we get the four Vedas, which form the base of our religious and philosophical teachings. after the Vedas, the Upanishads are the most important in Vedic literature. They are an assortment of texts that were recorded from the oral traditions. They take their basic topics from the Vedas and explain them in detail. In our next presentation, I have chosen the words from the Mandukya Upanishad, the message of which is that the syllable Om is not just the name of God, but describes its connection and its relevance to the universe and the human soul, which is Jivatma. Just as the syllable Om has 4 parts or padas, so does the universe and the human soul. The third verse from Mandukya Upanishad describes the Jagarita Avastha or waking state, where the senses are fully awake and are connected to the outward material world and experience hearing, seeing, touching, smelling, etc. to absorb it all. This is going to be performed by Kumari Ruchi Garuda. The Aryans, the Aryans not only advanced spiritually, but also in other spheres of life, which made them rich and prosperous. The glory of our land reached beyond the regions of the seas. These people invaded us to conquer, convert, loot and destroy our land. This not just affected the socio-economic condition, but also affected the religious and spiritual side. Many other sub-religions were formed, and the Vedic devatas were represented in different forms in the Puranas, which is where the concept of idol worship took root. So from spiritual practice and self-realization, the focus shifted to rituals and traditional forms of worship. Different regions had their own selected choice of the form of the divine, which resulted in different sects and cults. That was the time when the grand temples, which still stand tall, were built. The sects were the reason for division among people, as one claimed superiority over the other. Religions of the invaders too were getting established, mostly by the force of the sword. Amongst all the chaos, then there arose some great thinkers and philosophers who through their poetic skills and spiritual insights strived to get the people back to their Vedic roots. This period from 7th century to about 17th century was known as the Bhakti movement. Great saint poets like Mirabai, Guru Nanak Dev Ji, Ramanuja, Tukaram, Kabir, Surdas, etc. were born in this era. Our next presentation is on a poem or doha by the mystical saint poet Kabir. According to him, the common ways of realizing God, like rituals, chanting, austerities, etc., are worthless, and one has to realize Him within oneself. Moko Kahan Dhoondho Re Bandhe is being performed by Arya Shankar.
आकाश कैलाश में मेरी पूरी मबास में मैं तो रहूं शहर के बाहर, मेरी पूरी मबास में खोजी होए तो मिल जान, खोजी होए तो तुरंत मिल जान, खोजी होए तो तुरंत मिल जान। एक पल ही की तलाश में, एक पल ही की तलाश में, कहे कभी सुनो बड़ी साधो, कहे कभी सुनो बड़ी साधो, सब सांसों के सांस में, सब सांसों के सांस में, सब सांसों की सांस में, मुझको कहाँ ढूंढे बंदे मैं तो तेरे पास में, मुझको कहाँ ढूंढे बंदे मैं तो तेरे पास में, मुझको कहाँ ढूंढे बंदे मैं तो तेरे पास में।
Nevertheless, as the land and its people were recovering, there was another invasion by the British, this time on the pretext of trade. They took full advantage of the weak societal conditions and further established their foreign policies by divide and rule. The British rule had a damaging effect on the social, economic, cultural and political life of Indians, which gradually forced common masses and rulers to rise in revolt against it. Works done by socio-religious groups like Brahmo Samaj and Arya Samaj played a crucial role in creating awareness among Indians. Maharshi Dayanand Saraswati, founder of the Arya Samaj, that brought about changes in the religious perception of Indians. He voiced his opinions against idolatry and the pointless emphasis on anti-ritualism. He was given the epithet of Maharshi and is considered as one of the makers of modern India. Krivantu Vishwam Aryam is the motto of the Samaj, which means make this world noble. Aaryoday once again. We conclude this evening's performance with a homage to Dayanandji by celebrating his vision of one world, one religion and one God, whose name is Om. The bhajan Om Hai Param Pita Ka Naam will be performed by Priya Dargan, Aditi Bala, Arya Sahasrabudhe, Arya Prabhu and Ritu Prajapati. It will be followed by a Shanti part. All participants of Nupur Center of Performing Arts will be performing this. Hope you all have liked and enjoyed this presentation, and I once again, on behalf of all my students and their parents, thank Arya Samaj Houston for giving us this opportunity. Namaste.
भजलो प्यारे ओम का नाम। ओम की ध्वनि है अति पावन, ओम का मंत्र है मन भावन। ओम की ध्वनि है अति पावन, ओम का मंत्र है मन भावन। ओम का अक्षर है अनुपम, ये सृष्टि का शब्द परम। ओम का अक्षर है अनुपम, ये सृष्टि का शब्द परम। इसके निछावर शब्द तमाम, भजलो प्यारे ओम का नाम। ओम करो विधाता नाम, भजलो प्यारे ओम का नाम। कोई बोल पाए ओम ओम, कोई बोल पाए
I think they deserve a standing ovation.
Music on, please.
सन्तु सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखमाप्नुयात्।
How appropriate it will be. Thank you so much.